Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my WWE Mixed Match Challenge Season 2, Episode 1, the season premiere review. And I did announce that I would be doing this every week. So let's just get right into this video. Um, it started off with the pre-show, and we had the host Kayla Braxton and Vic Joseph. We found out that Vic Joseph's going to be one of the guys on commentary for this tournament, and they just essentially just kind of broke down the matches and stuff. I will mention those one thing they talked about on the pre-show because this had been ongoing news throughout the day. Alexa Bliss and is out of the mixed match challenge due to her injuries she suffered at Hell in a Cell. I wasn't sure at first if those were real injuries, but apparently she is really injured. I don't think she'll be injured enough where she'll miss the Evolution pay-per-view, but I think she's going to be out of action for probably a couple of weeks, so whatever. Probably a good thing for Alexa Bliss because it would give her a chance for her character to freshen up and stuff. So what happened is um they Ember Moon was now just added as Braun Strowman's new tag team partner because Alexa Bliss was supposed to team with Braun Strowman in the Mixed Match Challenge this season. Which I think kind of sucks that Alexa Bliss ended up getting taken out because I really was looking forward to seeing their dynamic back this season. And they were gonna be like my pick to win this season of the Mixed Match Challenge. Um, but they're not gonna win now. Um, so yeah, that's that. But yeah, pretty much there you go. But yeah, so now Braun Strowman and Ember Moon are going to be in the tournament, which I'm fine with, I guess. I think Ember Moon and Braun Strowman might be could be a good duo with each other. But they were given an option on the Facebook page to they put out a poll to decide what their team name would be, and it was either between Monster Eclipse or Team Stro Moon. Now, obviously, I if you were smart, you would know that Team Strowmoon was a dumb name, so they went with the smart kit thing and did Monster Eclipse because that sounds like a little bit of a better name. As for the van votes, it got 84%. That got 84%, and Team Strowmoon got 16%. So, um, thank um, thanks God they Team Strowmoon wasn't a name that was picked. The wrestling fans definitely saved that. And I didn't mention something about the Mixed Match Challenge because I didn't really know about it, but this season of Mixed Match Challenge isn't going to be structured like every season, like the last season was, where it's just a single elimination tournament. This this time around, it's going to be um, a round robin style tournament. Now I have no clue what that is, and I tried to look it up, but they compared it to a sports in a sports type of way, and I don't watch sports, so I really didn't understand it. So but it's pretty much not going to be a single elimination tournament. My guess is going to be what happens is each team will face each other at least once in this tournament, and I guess whoever gets the lowest, whoever has like the lowest record will be kicked out of the tournament. But I don't really know what's going to happen after that. But it's a round robin tournament. I think they'll in team sports. They said this usually goes to 15 games, so I'd imagine this time around it's going to be 15 matches, and I guess the last match will be at tables, ladders, and chairs, or TOC for short, um, where they'll end up you know um, where they'll end up having the finals. The finals will probably be the two teams that have the best record. Which I kind of like that they're doing it this way though, because this time around because the last season some of the teams that were in the tournament were really entertaining, but they only lasted a week. So this way, this kind of makes certain teams be able to last a little bit longer. So I'm happy. I'm actually kind of happy about this. So that was pretty much the big news from the kickoff or the pre-show, whatever. I don't really know why they had a pre-show, especially too because SmackDown was on the same time, but whatever. But let's get to the actual show itself. So the kickoff wasn't really anything special, so I'm just going to give the kickoff a down. I didn't even really pay attention to it. But then we had the actual show itself. We had the commentary team of Vic Joseph, Michael Cole, and Renee Young. And we had the first match in the tournament. It was Monster Eclipse versus Team Pause. And backstage, who ended up some team ended up commenting. Um, it was team Militia was like commenting in the chat and stuff like that during this match, and it was whatever. But this match I thought was entertaining. I liked the fact that Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens were talking shit to each other, and Ember Moon and Natalya start off this matchup, and they pretty much worked the whole match about. Natalya hit a really cool power bomb on Ember Moon. Ember Moon hit a really cool drop kick, but then Natalya got Ember Moon into the sharpshooter. Ember Moon was able to get away, but then eventually Braun Strowman got tagged in, and he really went off on Kevin Owens. He hit a shoulder tackle that really hurt Kevin Owens' leg on the outside. But then eventually when he went for another one, but Kevin Owens hit a super kick, threw Strowman into the post, and then threw him into the announcer's table. And then Strowman was about to be counted out, but he just barely beat the count to get back in the win. And then Kevin Owens went for the cannonball. Braun Strowman ended up hitting a wicked clothesline on the Kevin Owens. Then he went for the one in Power Slam. Owens got out of it. Natalya tagged herself in. And then the match kind of continues. Ember Moon knocks down Natalya. And then she hits the Eclipse right off the shoulders of Braun Strowman right onto Natalya. I thought that was a really cool spot. And that was pretty much the finish. I liked this finish. I liked this match. I thought it was really entertaining. I'm going to give it an up. And that now this means that team that Monster Eclipse 1-0 in the tournament thus far, and Team Pause are 0-1. And then we had a promo segment with Legit Boss, which is Sasha Banks and Bobby Lashley. They're going to be facing Team Malisha, which is Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox. And Team Legit Boss talk about how Bobby Lashley talks about how Jinder Mahal wants him to find his inner peace, and he'll help him find. And Jinder Mahal is going to help him next week when he beats him up. And Sasha Banks pretty much talks about how Alicia Fox is crazy, and Malisha cut a bad promo, talk about how they're going to find inner peace, and Jinder Mahal tries to help her, but Alicia Fox isn't having it because she's crazy. I didn't like these promos. I didn't like Jinder Mahal's promos. I didn't like Alicia's promo anyways. I didn't mind Legit Dominance, but what made this promo segment even worse was they brought back the subtitles in the promos, and I don't like those, so this gets it down. Then we had, I thought this match was really entertaining. Actually, it was Day One Glow versus Phenomenal Flair. This match was really entertaining. AJ Styles and Jimmy Uso start off this matchup. What is going to get it down is, why did Charlotte Flair come out all fine and not all taped up in this match when she had just been laid out not long before that at the end of SmackDown? That was stupid. It didn't make any sense. And I also want to say that the Fabulous Truth, which is R-Truth and Carmella, were commented down in the Facebook comments and stuff. And when they showed them backstage, we see that R-Truth was wearing an old SmackDown t-shirt, which was really cool. But AJ Styles and Jimmy Uso really start to get the mutual advantage on each other. And then they both catch each other's foot, and they both tell each other to put it down gently, and they both want to do it at the same time, so they make sure none of them are up to any shenanigans. Then they both shake hands, and they still keep hold of their grip, so they both end up letting go at the same time. They both tag their partners at the same time and make sure they do it at the same time, so that way nobody will try any underhanded tactics, which I thought was funny. And then Charlotte Flair and Naomi go at it, and Charlotte Flair twerked in this match, which was hilarious. Everybody had fun with this in the comments, obviously, and I thought that people were saying some really hilarious stuff in the comments. And then Naomi gets the upper hand on Charlotte Flair for a little bit, and Naomi goes to dive on Charlotte Flair, but then AJ Styles catches her, and Jimmy Uso gets upset that AJ Styles put his hands on his wife, and AJ was like, she dove into me. And then Charlotte Flair dives into Day One Glow, and then they get back in the win, and then Naomi takes control. She hits a split-legged leg drop right onto the ribs of Charlotte Flair. She hits a split-legged moonsault from the top turnbuckle, but then eventually AJ Styles gets a hot tag, and he goes off on Jimmy Uso, and then the match really ensues into chaos. Naomi hits AJ with the rear view, which is probably not good for your WWE champion to be taking that move, but whatever. And then Charlotte Flair put Jimmy Uso into the figure eight, and then Naomi hit a splash right onto Charlotte Flair, and then eventually the finish comes with Charlotte Flair hits a big boot into the figure eight, and Naomi taps out for the win. So now Phenomenal Flair have 1-0 in the tournament, and Day One Glow are 0-1 in the tournament. And at the end, AJ Styles ended up tripping on the cameraman. I don't know if this was done as a comedy spot, if this was a botch, but it was still funny. And then we find out that next week, Team Asuka, and Team The Fabulous Truth, and Team Asuka is obviously Asuka and The Miz, and they cut a promo talking about how they're going to beat The Fabulous Truth. And I like The Fabulous Truth promo when R-Truth said he's going to pin Carmella. And Carmella says, we're a team in this tournament. We have to try to beat Miz. We have to try to beat Asuka. And then R-Truth says, she's confused. So I actually am looking forward to seeing The Fabulous Truth's dynamic in this tournament, because I think it's going to be pretty funny stuff. But that was pretty much this week's episode of Mixed Match Challenge. If I had to rate this show, it was actually really entertaining. I was entertained by this episode, so I'm going to give this a B-. I actually enjoyed this more than I did Raw and SmackDown this week. I thought it was actually pretty enjoyable. I thought this was good here. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Mixed Match Challenge. You leave your thoughts on what you guys thought of this in the description box, not the description box, sorry, in the comments section down below. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content. Make sure you guys click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers and I Want to Talk Native YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.